All right. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday, as we say here over in Hawaii, Aloha Friday. We're glad you're here. This isn't going to take long. This is going to take about 20, 25 minutes. I know we're all busy. We all have our lives going on. So I just shared before I pressed record, but go ahead and grab a pen and a paper if this is your first time hearing the information. Hello to everyone watching the replay. Yeah, you're going to want to go and do your own research. This is going to sound too good to be true. You are going to have questions like, why haven't I heard of this? You're going to want to do your research. And just like I did almost 8 years ago, I was the skeptic of all skeptics. So I'm going to give you a few links that really help me to get a handle on really how big this is. And you can go ahead and do your research, ask the questions. But before I get into it, I'll share a little bit about myself. Daisy Shane Goodwin, mother of three, my biggest job I've ever had. Also was a pro athlete for many years. My husband and I, we had a great time doing that. We're able to, work for ourselves and, learn about what it takes to be a success and in a world of competition and all of that. We bought our house in 2008. We had a big yard, small house, our first child on the way, and we were excited. We just thought all of our dreams were coming true, to be back in the islands and not having to, travel the world constantly. And our income gets cut in half. Remember 2008? It was a hard time for a lot of us. Well, our story is that we got the call from a few of our different sponsors that we weren't going to be getting paid what we were that previous month. And so, we sat down, we asked ourselves some hard questions. What should we do? We didn't really want to work for anyone else. We really wanted to try the entrepreneurial hat. And so, because health has always been a big part of our life and our life journey and all of that, we decided we'd open a small organic cafe here on the North Shore of Kauai and cater to the local community and also the tourism community. And we had these big dreams, and it was fun for 2 weeks. I don't know if you've ever owned your own business, but it is hard. I remember, it was probably the first month and just going, oh my gosh, are we even going to be able to pay ourselves? I remember the water line broke, and it was like the money to fix it and the all the money that we lost because we had to close the doors. I mean, if you have a small business, you know what I'm talking about. Your feet are nailed to the floor. So traveling was out of the question. Getting paid was really out of the question. And I think it was month 8 that we looked at ourselves, each other, and we said, well, all of our savings is gone. We're not making enough to support this business. The overhead was swallowing us, the insurance for the employees, all of it. It was hard. So we got this close to filing for bankruptcy, and we just decided that instead of going that route, let's pull the plug, let's get out, before the ship sinks. And then we got right in survival mode. I don't know if any of you have ever been there. It is not a fun place. The trading time for dollars and never getting ahead. Some people can trade time for dollars and make enough just to live. Well, that wasn't us. I was cleaning vacation rentals. I was waitressing. My husband was working the odd construction job because there really wasn't any work, and we were drowning. I remember, having to have the day where we moved out of our house that we loved so much and moved in with my in-laws. We started to fight all the time. We shared a car. I would just not be present with my kids. And I think that was the hardest part, is at this point we had 2, and I wanted nothing more than to be a good mom, a joyful mom, and I wasn't. And that's right around when my health started to decline too. I started getting riddled with anxiety attacks. I couldn't sleep at night. I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with a lot. And those anxiety attacks, they were so hard. Even if I go to the mailbox, I could feel my heart start palpitating and sweating, and I'd have to sit down and brace myself. And it was a rough time in our life. So then we got this crazy opportunity, a mirage, I like to call it, where we went around the world filming a movie with our 2 kids, small kids, to 18 countries. Incredible mirage, right? I mean, it was a beautiful time. But the truth is that we were going back to the debt, the mountain of debt. And I remember landing after this whole journey, was done, and going to our in-laws. And that's when I heard about this information. One of a friend of ours that is an elder that I highly have respected my whole life. He says, I didn't want to bother you. You're on the trip of a lifetime, but I've been struggling with a life-threatening ailment. And I didn't want to get lit up with chemo. He says that he's like the guru of health, this guy. He was one of the first guys to open a health food store in Colorado in the 70s. He is just the epitome of health. So it was a shock to hear that he was battling this. And he said, Daisy, I was told that if I could bring my glutathione up, I don't know if you're aware of what glutathione is. It's one of the most important molecules we have for everything as simple as increasing your energy and keeping your immune system strong, all the way down to impacting cell damage, cell detoxification. It's a very important thing that we have inside of our bodies. And he said, I found a way to naturally raise it up 300%. And I'm like, gosh, that's so awesome. And I'm all ears. And then he goes, well, do you have time to watch a 5-minute video? Now, I don't know how you feel about network marketing, or, how I felt about network marketing was, if you ask someone to watch a 5-minute video, that means you are one and you're trying to get me into your business. And I have always been the skeptic of skeptics, especially in this kind of industry. I would be the friend, and I was the friend that night. I said, Brian, you're wasting your money. I'm offended that you're trying to get me into network marketing. I will not join a pyramid scheme. I'm not someone that can't get a real job. So this was my introduction. And so I'm just being very honest and real about this, because if you are skeptical today on what you're about to hear, it's okay, because I was too. But that's why I say to grab a pen and a paper and do your research, because I have been blown away over the last 8 years. I feel extremely embarrassed and admit that I was very ignorant to what this industry can do and these products can do. So what happened was I was, embarrassed, felt awkward. I was like, goodbye, Brian. I went upstairs to bathe the kids, but my husband watches this video. Now, this is not a video that's, funded by the company and they really paint a beautiful picture to try and get you to buy their products. This is an ABC primetime report. Do you guys remember that show in the 2000s? It was a very, very big deal. They would go into different businesses, and anyone that was making a claim that had never, been possible, or something that sounded too good to be true, they'd go in there and debunk people and create drama and ratings. And there was always a guy leaving out the back with a manila folder, right? I don't know if you remember that show. It was really big back in 2000s. I'm probably dating myself. But they go in there to debunk this scientist, actually a world-renowned scientist, an Elliott Crescent Award winner, someone that can change a century. That's our formulator. He came up with a human study, and he came out with it. And he said, our flagship product, Protandim, was decreasing the oxidative stress, stay with me, I'm going to explain all this, by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, this is a big deal, because oxidative stress, I'm going to show you my first slide, is really like the rusting of our engine. You put an apple on the counter, it turns brown, it oxidizes. That's what happens to our cells right at about the age of 20. Our body's own natural ability to fight the free radical damage that's coming at us 1 million per second, we just can't fight it as we used to when we were kids. And so read this. Oxidative stress destroys our DNA and our cells. Huge, huge. This is the big one though. It contributes to all human disease and causes the signs of aging. So as you can imagine, these John Quinones, the news broadcaster, can't wait to go in there and expose this scientist for making a claim that had never been medically possible. So he goes in there, he gets his blood drawn, his oxidative stress measured by a T-bar test goes down 45% in 2 weeks. So yeah, when I finally do watch the video, my husband comes upstairs. He's like, you got to see this. This is really crazy. Your dad needs to get on this. He started thinking of all these people that had been, diagnosed with different ailments that needed to get on this product. So when I watch it, what I blew my mind was that they can't distinguish an 80-year-old's blood from a 20-year-old's blood. That got me doing the research. So the first thing I want you to write down is abcnewsreport.com. That's the first thing you're going to write down. You're going to watch this video and you're going to see there's doctors from Harvard on there explaining. And it's actually really, really incredible. And I loved it because it wasn't funded by the company. This, I'm just giving you the backstory of what happened. Well, this company, LifeVantage, a publicly traded company, they were on the shelves selling this product at GNC and different health food stores and High Health over across the mainland. And overnight, after this ABC primetime airs, 2 million orders go through. Now, they didn't have the infrastructure to handle that demand. I mean, you and I would probably go back twice. I would only go back once, to be honest with you. And they start to fall apart. over the years, the next 5 years, they try to ramp up production, they try infomercials and pop-up shops at GNC, but people just don't get it and they don't understand it, and it sounds too good to be true. And I know that's how I felt. I was like, why haven't I heard of this? This sounds too good to be true. But when they hired someone in 2009 and said, what do we do? We're about to like shut the doors down, and this product has the ability to change the way that people age, preventative care naturally, to help people to go to the root of the problem instead of a Band-Aid, which is what we do with pharmaceuticals, which is what we do with CBD, or supplementing what we're deficient in with vitamins. It's a Band-Aid. This actually goes to the root cause. So in 2009, when they hired, this businessman and said, what do we do? He said, you need to do network marketing. Now these guys were like me, and they're like, no. We're not going to do that. But the truth is that this is so powerful and so revolutionary. It does have a story that needs to be told. And that's exactly why you're here today. Someone invited you, and because you are interested, or because you just want to support them, or just because you're curious, you're here. And that's exactly why network marketing is an incredible way to do business. And I'll get into that in a second when I talk about the business. But let me show you what else happened that night. When that ABC primetime aired, all kinds of highly respected organizations, associations, universities saw that. And this was the icing on the cake for me. First, I felt incredible on the products. And literally my anxiety attacks went away. I started sleeping just all the way soundly through the night. I wasn't having the dark thoughts. I had more energy. I was going to say something else, but it's a little too much information. We can talk about that later offline. But let's just say I was really regular, which I haven't been in a long time. I just couldn't believe how good I felt. My skin looked different. My people were stopping me in the street and going, what is up with you? You look better. You look like you're just lighter and your skin's glowing. And so that was a big one. But here's what really got my attention is when that ABC primetime aired and all these people saw it, all these universities also saw it, and they started to do their own peer-reviewed research studies. So the next thing I want you to write down, the onion is getting peeled, because watch this. This is incredible. I want you to go to this website right here, pubmed.gov. Now, this is not Google or Wikipedia. You can't pay to have your information on here. This is the U.S. National Library of Medicine. This is where doctors and scientists go to do their research. And I want you to type in, if you're curious about the 26 peer-reviewed research studies, in that search bar where it says oxidative stress right here, you can type in Protandim and read the studies. That's where a lot of people like to start. But for me, what got my attention even more was when I started to research what oxidative stress was linked to. Because let's face it, that is a very strong claim to make, that we can take what causes disease, oxidative stress, down by an average of 40% in 30 days. That's a huge statement to make. So I want you to research. The FDA does not allow us to say that we're going to cure your disease, mitigate it, treat it, but you can type in oxidative stress and ... For me, I started to look at oxidative stress and depression, oxidative stress and menopause, oxidative stress and cancer, heart disease, arthritis, all the things, Alzheimer's, all the things that I could think of that maybe had riddled my family, maybe I have coming up hereditary wise, or, things that just happen from friends and family that I hear. And what I found was, and you're going to find too, is everything is linked. That is a gigantic thing. And here's what I wanted to show you too. You don't have to convince people to buy this product. You don't have to be a salesperson. I never was one. I've never claimed to be one. I'd never done this industry or anything like that. But I love that I can say, hey, will you check this information out? This product is backed by our American Heart Association. This product is owned by a publicly traded company, and it's backed by Harvard. It's backed by the NIH, the Children's Hospital of Colorado. So this is a very big deal, as you can imagine. And what happened to me, I told you the story. People were asking me, what are you doing? Now, I was hesitant because of the network marketing model. And I just wasn't ready to tell people about this thing that I'm doing that's network marketing. And this is my story. Your story could be different. You may already know about how incredible this industry is. You may already know that it's bigger than the organic food industry, the movie industry, the music industry. You may already know that it's a $240 billion industry where most of the money gets paid out to normal people like us. Not the guys at the top, but normal people like us. And that's what happened. I started to look into this because I couldn't couldn't not see the fact that people wanted some. I needed to know what I was saying no to. And I started realizing that I'm network marketing whether I do this or not. And so are you. I want you to think of the last restaurant you went to and you loved the entree. You tell 5 or 10 people about it, but you don't get a free iced tea when you go back. Or the Netflix series, right, that you watch. Some of you even post about it on Facebook. The new series on Netflix is so awesome, but you don't get a free month subscription or even 10% off your bill. All network marketing is, when it's done right, is you're getting compensated for doing the work. And that's exactly why in 2009, when they hired this businessman and he said network marketing, why it worked, why it grew 200% when they took it off the shelves and went to this model. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why this company, because for me, I love the products. I couldn't ignore what they were doing. I mean, the skincare got rid of all my melasma. It went down to the goes down to the 4th level and actually rebuilds your skin. I was rebuilding my mitochondria with another product they have, the Nerf one, that literally, if you read about the mitochondrial function, if it's strong, they're saying cancer cannot survive. That is a very big deal. They also had a product that was raising my sirtuin level by 100% in 24 hours. I am talking about crazy things here, not just, eating right and doing cleanses, which I already do. And so was my friend who was the epitome of health. You're actually, like I said, going to the root cause of what is the problem here and fixing it. And that's why immediately people usually are just blown away by how good they feel on these. This is preventative care. This is flipping the switch to do what your body is already meant to do. And the reason why I just love this natural approach as well is it's gentle. It upregulates when you need it. It downregulates when you don't. So there's no side effects. There's no big, shift in everything here, which is a big deal for me. So if you're looking at network marketing, you have to have a couple of things in place. And this is when I'm going to switch over to the business. And again, I'm not here to convince you to join our team or to join this company. I'm here to educate you on this way. It may not be for you, but I can guarantee you that 3 or 4 people that are looking for some way to make money. And that was me. I just needed a little extra. I just needed a little extra to give me a cushion so that I wasn't so stressed out every day. And what I love about this company is you're able to get paid really well on the front end and on the back end. And that is so important. A lot of network marketing companies pay you good up front with all these bonuses and all these this or that, and then you're stuck with a car lease or, something like that, but not on the back end. And to me, that's why I'm doing this. It's the residual aspect of it. It's where you work and you do the work once and you get paid over and over and over again. That to me is a beautiful way to live, the freedom of choice. So when you're looking at a network marketing, also timing is very important. And because this company is publicly traded, I can go and check the numbers. So I looked and I saw that there's about 88,000, people worldwide in 26 countries, babies. And I remembered my one semester that I went to college. I'm actually a college dropout. And I remember that one semester when I learned about Peter Drucker. And I don't know if you went to school for business, but he was someone that invented this thing called an S-curve, which is basically just like an S, and it shows you when to get involved in companies and what happens when they hit momentum, which is the top of that S, and how great it is. And I remember learning that if you can be one of the first 150,000 per country to get involved in a company that hits momentum, it's a gigantic, gigantic deal for the future of your family, for the future of your future generations, your legacy. So the 88,000 number blew my mind. I got that. I also was just blown away by how this product has no competition. These products are incredible because they're consumable, right? So people get to the bottom and they want more. That is good business. You can get involved in something like that. And then I started looking at the company and realizing this is an incredible corporate ship, right? Here's a company that has a board of directors, people like Aaron Brockovich, other people that have been involved in Airbnb, an incredible group of individuals. I love that since I started almost 8 years ago, the stock has gone from $1 to $15. They just closed the ringing bell on the NASDAQ in Wall Street. The reason why is because people are looking at health more than ever with this pandemic. This is not, oh, we got this cool product. This is cellular repair that's affordable, that can basically give people a very strong immune system to fight free radical damage that's coming at us, and really anything that's coming at us. So for you, you need to just ask yourself a question. Are you really happy where you're at right now? Is your health, do you feel like your health is as good as it's ever been? Because for me, I was 35 and I did not feel 35. I felt 55. And I don't even know, I'm probably going to feel 25 when I'm 55 now, because I feel better than ever. And I hear that story over and over and over again from people. And then with your business, are you where you want to be? Do you love what you do? Because here's what happens at this company is when you talk about it, and this was a side business for me. This was not plan A. This was actually plan C. And what I saw was like my neighbor who said, stopped me in the street and said, what's going on with you? You look great. You're smiling again. You just look lighter. What's going on with you? And I said, well, I'm on this product and they actually have a dog product. You should get your dog on it. And this dog had like mange and a googly eye. And, you know, his name was Tonka. He's a little Pomeranian. I'm an animal lover, if you can't tell. And I said, you should actually get your dog on it. You know, dogs have 7 times the amount of oxidative stress than we do. So we buy us $100 in products. And guess what? This company pays you back 40% daily. I get little notifications daily that I'm getting paid 40% back of whatever I bring in, whether it's a business partner or a just a customer, that initial order. And it's not major money, but it's walking around money. Like my dad would say, it's paying the minimum credit card payment, maybe your electric bill, maybe it's just groceries or gas in your car. But I love that. I love that the front end was 40%. I mean, that's almost half. And then there's something on the back end. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Now, there's something called a matching bonus where you're going to get 10% of whoever you bring in and 5% for levels deep. So let me show you. So my neighbor, right? He decides to join the business. I'm going to get 10% of his income while he's in here. He decides that he gets his doctor on the product. Doctor says, oh my gosh, I need to get on this. I need to sell at my practice, whatever. He is going to get 5%. I'm going to get 5% of the doctor. 5% of who he brings in, 5% of the next person and the next person. And what I always want to go back to and love about this company is it's about the behavior. It's not about making money. This is about the behavior. When you sign up, you're not just never going to see us again. We're going to plug you into our team, into our system that works, that's proven to work, that's simple, where we can teach you how to build this in the nooks and crannies. So it's that rising tide. It raises all the ships. Beautiful thing. And then I'm going to talk about the elite bonus and then we're going to be done. The elite bonus is mind-blowing, okay? Now, if you have something like this where you're at, stay there. But I've never seen anything like this. When you get to the elite ranks, the Pro 7 to Pro 10, you're gonna global profit share in everything sold on the planet. So as a Pro 7, you share in 1%, Pro 8 share in 2%, Pro 9 share in 3%, Pro 10 share in 4%. Mind-blowing. My Pro 8 bonus, just that elite bonus, pays for our mortgage. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because that's what's possible. When I got in this, I was not in this to hit the elite ranks of Pro 8. I was in this because I couldn't believe what the product was doing. The products, sorry, I keep saying product. The products, there's a handful of them. What they were doing to me and my family and my dog and the horse down the road. And I couldn't believe what it was doing. So I started to share it. I didn't get in this to make that kind of money, but I'm going to show you something because this is real. And people need to know about that there's something like this out there. Now, this is the income disclosure statement, all right? This is a beautiful thing too, because we're publicly traded. I can show you this. I want you to focus on the third row over. Now, when I got in this, Pro 3 happened pretty quick. This is a very attainable rank. I actually have thousands of people that are Pro 3s in my organization. Now, $600 a month, not major, right? But again, I don't know if you remember in 2008, $300 extra coming in would have kept more than half of the foreclosed homes, the families in those homes. That is huge. And then what happens is you get to Pro 5. Now this was, I don't know what you would do with $3,000, but for us, this was a very big day for us. We left my in-laws. Bye-bye. Back into our house, kicked out the visitors, and we're able to sleep in our own bed again. It was a very, very big deal. But this is really why I pulled this up. I want you to focus on the elite ranks, Pro 7 to Pro 10. Now, this is more than doctors and lawyers make in our country. People that have gone to school and have crazy amount of debt. This blows my mind. Now, even if it took you 10 years to get to Pro 7 or Pro 8, or this is residually coming in, meaning the wheel is spinning whether you're on it or not. And that's what happens because so-and-so tells so-and-so, who tells so-and-so, who tells so-and-so, because this is the truth. This is not about who you know. This is about who they know and who they know and who they know. It's crazy to think that my team, this is to put it into perspective, I only knew maybe a handful of people on my team that got involved with me early on. And I've met the most incredible people that have now joined this movement, this revolutionary movement of health and financial well-being, that have become some of my best friends, like-minded, healthy people that really care about others and are purpose-driven. So I'm kind of going off the subject, but listen, if this is for you, that's great. You can get on board. We can help you. We'll hold your hand along the whole way. If it's not for you, that's totally fine too. The products are absolutely for every mammal on the planet. I could sit here for hours and tell you story after story after story. But get with the person that invited you. Let them know how you want to move forward. Let them know what this feels like for you. You know, where are you on the map? Yes, no, I want the products. And then, you know, if you have questions, we can get them answered. And we're just glad you came today. So thanks again for supporting whoever invited you. And if I invited you, find me through Instagram or Facebook and we will get your questions answered. Okay. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye.